I'm against that.
Don't do it. Don't go in.
I'm against shit like that, and I'm also against like the self checkout at like Kroger's to me. Like you said, jobs. It's cutting jobs, but at the end of the day, I ride around the whole city a lot on my job as part of my job, and I see now hiring $17 an hour, now hiring $25 an hour, now hiring. I mean, it's so many jobs out here, and there's nobody wanting to work no more. I mean. That's why they got to do what they got to do.
I mean, technology is going to advance regardless.
I mean, technology is advancing.
You think that's why they do it?
I think I'm not gonna say it's 100%, but I think that's part of the reason because nobody want to work.
I think they just want to make more money, though.
And they own it.
You cutting the whole salary by
I think it's about the bread. I think it's about cutting out the middleman.
Man, there's so many jobs.
The Kroger's
those self checkouts, like you said, there's like 6 or 8 of them when you come out there. I mean,
they just put 9 more.
And I use them all the time.
Hold on, so you saying
I'm using self checkout? Like,
so you saying you think it's because of a shortage of people wanting to work, so that's why they're replacing them with the robots, or
I mean, they got to come up with some type of way.
It's a part of the problem.
I don't think it's a shortage.
I think those are different things, though. I mean, like I said, technology always advances.
Yeah, that's
machines
that's
come along and replace people. That's always been a thing. So that's one part. I think what you saying is another thing, though. We still have a wide population of people that just don't work. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to work. It's just.
I just know at my local
That's a different separate. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the money trumps anything. Like it's just they rather just cut back and just save money.
But at the same time, guys,
companies are always going to look to get more efficient. That's their goal.
My company, grocery store, actual manager said that they was having issues with keeping people working. They won't come to work.
The turnover?
Yes. So for them, the self-checkout is sufficient because they can't keep people there working. Mm-hmm. But across the board, from gas stations to Lowe's, hardware, everyone. And I just feel like if you're going to do that, all right, as far as self-checkout, so it just messes with my common sense. I'm going to come in here, pick my product, and you want me to pay the same price and bag and check it out? Let me get some type of benefit somewhere.
I think it's just a quick thing for me. I go through Stripe it, Bing, get up through. You know, a lot of people use the regular, but the line's usually long.
But see, a lot of times people who go through self-checkout, sometimes those, if you don't pay attention, sometimes those prices ain't marked down correctly. So you can still pay the wrong price at those self-checkouts. They got to go in and manually put that in sometimes.
I guess that's one of the negatives, I guess. But I mean, but it's across the board though. That's why I say it. I mean, you got at the airport, you don't pay. You been to the airport lately?
Oh yeah, they've been the first.
I mean, you pay somebody else, and it's just people in the back to bring in your food. You pay the machine, boom, they bring in your food. So, but it's my job. Like I was saying, my job, we had 10 people stacking some stuff. They got a robot. They eliminated 10 jobs. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's across the board. So at the end of the day, technology advances. It's just saving people money. They trying to make self-driving tractor trailers. You know how many jobs that's going to eliminate? The 18-wheelers? You know how many people's out there on the floor?
One person get killed, it's going to be a wrap.
I mean, yeah, but you know, a lot of people
a long ways from that still.
Yeah, but a lot of people's getting
But
killed.
this drone thing is real though. Like they're
definitely.
already working on that.
I told you the statistic is like 20 million jobs within 2030.
Get in there.
Touchdown,
touchdown.
There you go, baby. There you go, baby.
Who is that?
That's Jarwin, baby.
He killed everybody's fantasy.
Right
Who are you?
Get in there. I'm still mad that they're letting them be this close anyway. But anyway, but it's just a real thing. They said 2030 is going to be like 20 million jobs lost to automation. You know what I'm saying?
That's every year, I think.
Yeah. So, and that's why
that happens. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why.
What? See, Humana just cut 800. You see that?
Yeah,
they did.
I saw that
like
last week. They said the Louisville group was going to be safe, but I don't know for sure. But I read that 800 jobs they was cutting by that. Like they made the announcement and was doing it like in the next 2-3 weeks. Like
I mean, then a lot of jobs they'll cut people loose who've been there for a while, making a certain amount that they make, and then bring other people in at a lower wait. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ford did that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day,
I mean, my company does some things like that. You know what I'm saying? They try to get people at the top. They're gonna try to cut them out and bring somebody in that they think can do it cheaper.
Yeah,
at a lower wage. I mean, again, that's a company's whole motto is to make money.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, GE did that too.
Yeah,
they all do it.
Yeah, and so you got somebody doing the same job you doing and making $15 more than you make.
But that's also why you have to make yourself valuable in your position too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You gotta not just be a person that come in there and do the same thing that everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta set yourself apart in your job and make sure that to the best you can, you notice and doing above and beyond so that you can move up the ladder.
And I know a company that done lost millions for doing exactly that right there. They didn't want to pay their top guys that had the experience, so they let those guys get away from them, and then they brought a younger generation in, and the younger generation, they was just like, oh man, I'm making $17 an hour. You can't tell me nothing. But the younger generation didn't know half of what the stuff that the guys knew. So this one particular company, they lost it all.
And our experience, product experience is key, dog.
$100 they lost.
That's crazy.
Product
Because
experience is key.
They didn't want to pay the guys. They didn't want to give the guys $35 an hour. They wanted to give them $25 an hour.
So a lot of them got loose.
Like, I can get loose, you know. And then they was like, "Cool, leave. We don't care. We'll just get We'll get a guy in here tomorrow and give him $17 an hour."
Yeah.
And they did that.
Fresh out of college.
Right. Some
That
of them
hurts
weren't
me.
even out of college. Some of them was right out of high school. But them guys didn't have the experience and the knowledge. They didn't have the dedication. So therefore, the company lost the whole bag. Now what?
And I know what y'all gonna say. I was gonna ask this: what's better? I guess experience or the education. You know, the guy who's been working 20 years.
It just depends on what field you're in, I think.
Yeah.
To me.
Most definitely, you can't put experience over medical field.
Like, you know, if you got two people filling out for the same job and one then did the job, the job for somebody else for like 10, 15 years, and then you got somebody who come out of college.
I think it's a little bit of both, though. I mean,
And I guess it's age
always
and
good
everything,
it's
too, I
always
guess.
good to have somebody fresh come in, but they need to, also be mixed in with that experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go hand in hand. Like, the experienced person, they might not be up on the new updated stuff, but the new fresh person, they might not be up on.
You can't keep up
on the old traditions, or you know what I'm saying? How it's supposed to be done for real, like the base of it. So it might go hand in hand, I guess.
You can't keep.
I think experience just needs a stronger look.
Well, you can't. What a lot of people say is you can't. What's that? Teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, but I mean, Lo, like, I know it's like at your job, like how it was at GE. Like, I've seen where people that's been there 10, 15 years, they used to go into these updated safety classes. They used to go into they's updated machine class, and they're going there and be like, oh, I ain't got to do all this. I know my job. I've been here too long to be paying attention to this stuff. When as opposed, you might have a fresh one coming in there, and they trying to get new rules and new ways to do stuff, and you know what I'm saying. And sometimes they clash. I've seen that before, so I think they go hand in hand for real.
Yeah, I mean,
in my profession, like, in most cases, you got to have the paper to get in the door.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at it both ways. Like, experience counts. Like, I've gotten a lot of experience with my years there, but the papers have also helped me keep elevating and moving up in terms of levels of my progression of career. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's hard to say. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
right. And I think you said it too. It depends on what field you in, or Lo said it. Because I mean, when you're working with machines, you better keep updating them safety things, because all these machines, if they update the machine, you got to update your safety procedures.
You need people to know that.
And your maintenance procedures. Like, you can't just keep doing the same thing on new stuff, because that'll get you killed.
I agree. I mean, we got so many young guys.
So I think
engineers. We got so many young engineers. But it depends on the company, man. I know we had people who've been there 20, 30 years, and then you know how you go. You go to that one point where a company's like, look, we got to save some money.
Downsize.
We need to downsize, or get people to retire, do something.
Yeah.
They do that, and then you wait a while, and then before you know it, they bringing people back in for those same jobs, probably at lower pay, but they be young.
That's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
Right.
And
it's like what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what they do.
And we went through it, and but then you go through it, you're like, man, those guys that knew all the stuff, that when stuff was, it's I don't know. When you do that, you can lose. It can hurt your job too.
Yeah, that's just like I had a young guy. They put a young guy with me and told me to train him.
Oh, come here.
He had a master's degree.
Picture.
He graduated from UK, and he was just like, I'm not really trying to be out here for real. I'm trying to get one of these management positions, So he wasn't really feeling.
He wasn't even locked in. He wasn't locked in.
So he was in the field.
He was in the field with me. They wanted me to train him. He had a master's degree, so they was like train him on the job, but every day he would let me know that he has a master's degree. He graduated from UK, and he's trying to get into management. So he wasn't really feeling what I had to teach him.
I know y'all know how you are. You said something.
I mean, I ain't gonna say what I say on the mic, but at the same time, it's like he wasn't feeling what I was trying to teach him. But at the end of the day, I just wanted him to go home safe every day.
Right.
But they wanted me to actually show him the job, but he wasn't really locked in on retaining
what I'm saying?
what I had to show him, because I don't have a master's degree, so I don't have a degree at all. I got to get up and get it to take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's something I've always wanted, but I'm not focused enough to get the degree. But then I'm looking at this young guy like, man, I wish I had what you had, you know. But he's wanting to be my boss.
see, there's a difference though. Is that like, for one, I mean, how old was the dude?
He was probably 24.
Right out of college.
Okay, so again, he's fresh out, and I can say for me personally, even when I first came out of Western with my bachelor's degree, because again, then a bachelor's was still, you know,
You can do something with that.
yeah, they sold us the dream, right? Get your bachelor's, come
Yeah.
out, get your $30,000 job, whoop de whoop whoop. You know what I mean? So I remember my mentality though when I first get out of school, after my first job fell through, and my mom was, after some months, my mom was like, man, just go temp agency, man. Just go to a temp agency. And I'm like, nah, man, I got my degree, mama. What you mean? That was just my mentality though, because I'm thinking like, nah, that's the key, right? Ain't that what they told me to, you know?
Right. I'm supposed to have this locked down. I'm supposed to have this together.
Yeah.
I got this paper. I'm going to get a job.
But it was one of them type of things though. It was like, I humbled myself eventually and did that. And now that's my career now. You know what I'm saying? Like 12 years later. So
Oh, you did right out. You did something that didn't have nothing to.
I was in the mortgage industry first. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? You know, I did the
yeah.
mortgages. Then we
Yeah.
had the recession.
Right.
And then the job I got now is the job I got 12 years ago. But to what you were saying, though, it's like, dude has aspirations of going past
Right.
that level.
Which I get that.
Which is nothing wrong with that.
That's the only way he can get in the door.
But his
Go where he
mindset
can't
is
do it.
telling him, though, hey, that's why I got this paper. Bro, I'm trying to go be a manager. But he still should have been on your safety.
But I'm
I
trying
get
to,
it.
because he has to watch my back just like I have to watch his back.
Right.
Perfect example. I got a young kid right now that I'm training, 23 years old. Graduated from Seneca High School. You know, I told this young guy, I'm like, look, anytime they ask you to work OT, be in there. Do what you got to do. Learn the job. Always ask, hey, what can I do to help?
Right.
This dude right here, he done got 3 checks under his belt. 3rd check, young dude went and bought him a Hellcat. I'm like, dude ain't playing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's just like, it's just different strokes for different folks. But at the same time, he don't have no degree. I look at this young dude like I was. He's got a young kid. He got to take care of his young kid. But at
Right.
the same time, he's just like, man, I ain't never did this before. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, live it up. You young. This is what it is. But then I think about the guy that had the master's degree. He wasn't thinking like this young dude. Like you said, he was thinking like, how can I get to the top? But to me, if you start out right here, you're going to eventually get to the top because you're going to know the field work and you already know the paperwork. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I know the same paperwork that he's trying to get to know how to do, but he has a master's degree though.
Right.
Right.
And now at this point in time, they want you to have a piece of paper to do what I do.
So and that's what I was great. I was great just to say that to the next level. Like, so do you have to have that master's degree to get to the management level?
No, you don't.
You don't.
No, my supervisor, he didn't even finish middle
But
school.
but I'm talking about now though.
Now in
Now,
2019,
that guy's probably been working there for a long time though.
Right,
So
you're right.
you get qualified if you started 10, 15, 20 years ago. These same type of policies weren't in place. Now we talk about 2019. That dude that just got his master's degree, he needs that to go get a manager job at your place of business now, right?
Oh, correct.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, I get what
So
you're saying there.
his mindset is also correct, but like you said, he got to learn how to grind it out because you got to build them years of experience before you can really
He
get there.
applied for that job.
Yeah, but at the same time, the young guy with the degree that has the degree versus the young guy with no degree, he's looking like, damn, I want a Hellcat too. You know what I'm saying? That's just what these young guys is on right now. He's like,
Yeah.
man, how can I get that?
Right.
I'm like, you got the master's degree, you tell us.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? You gotta
can't.
get out here and work.
You can't say it like that.
No, that's just
that
me.
don't even tie together.
But I'm just saying that's just me being arrogant because he's coming off like he ain't even trying to be out here in the field like this, you know? He just trying to go straight to the top.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna eventually get there, but to me, you just gotta put your time in.
Hey
Like
man,
you
everybody's
just said,
path is different though.
when you first got out of college, you was like, Mom, I want to get out, get the bachelor's degree. I want to get out here and make $30,000.
Right.
It was just your main focus. I want to get out here and get a job. I want to put my degree to work.
Yeah, I mean, but he applied for that specific job,
And
right?
that's my thing. He applied for it, so he knew what he was getting into.
Right. I mean, he just figured I can get here and try to work my way on up
Yeah, it don't work like it all the time. I mean, sometimes you might find a loophole and it will, but
Yeah.
not all the time, you know?
because he couldn't get right into where he wanted to get straight out of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he probably said, "Look, I'm gonna get experience here." And then when
Because he need experience to go with it.
Right.
These companies don't. Yeah, you got to get the paper, but they want 3 years experience. Like,
Right.
who has 3 years experience?